What's going on, you guys, and welcome back. Of course, you know who I am. I hope you know by now, especially with the title screen, but of course, I'm Eileo, and welcome back to episode 3 of my self-review of my Mon box, and I'll show you guys what I have going on here. If you haven't already, I implore you to go and watch episode 1 and 2 where I cover my Water Mons and also my Fire Mons. But anyways, today we have the Wood Mons next, and we're starting off with my Wood anew. Now, he is on a Ruin set, rocking some crit rate with attack and a poor man's crit rate sub on that gem and no crit rate on that gem at all. But he's currently at 71%, and then we also got to take into account that I always run him with his variant skill, and he seems to have no problems critting. Like, maybe he misses crits occasionally, but from what I can recall, I've never realized that he wasn't at max crit because he always seems to crit. I don't know. I'll probably fix that once I get some more ruin gems because I have no ruin gems at all. But great Mon, amazing Mon to have. Definitely love his design. He needs skill books. But on ruin set with that hunter, dude is just straight nasty. Worth all the time and the effort. Next up is my Wood Leo. How many books I got? Only one book. He is on a broken set, and let's take a look at it. So he has a defense gem with some crit rate and then a whole bunch of resist up there. Then he has a pugilist gem with some resist on it mainly. And then he has another HP gem. The other gem, the pugilist, was HP. This is the HP gem as well, with some crit rate and some resist. Not amazing subs, but they're quite okay for what his job is to do, which is just to be tanky and debuff. I do use him. I believe I've been using him in Tower of Chaos. I've been running him as a debuffer in Tower of Chaos because it's hard to kill him. I also use him in Clan vs. Clan. But that's pretty much it where I use him at. Definitely a good Mon to have if you need a solid wood debuffer. He's like the wood version of Fire Odin if you need a Mon like that. Definitely a great Mon to have. Very, very tanky. Takes forever to kill and can be very, very annoying with that attack down on his 5-star skill. But that's pretty much him. And he's at 72% resist. Could get it up higher. Maybe one day. Next up is my Wood Valk, which was actually my first Evo 3, Nat 3, I believe. Not Nat 3, but Evo 3, Nat 5. As you guys can tell, I have no trinkets on like 99% of my Mons because I haven't been going with the trinkets at all. But anyway, she is on a Valor set. She's rocking attack, and HP. That HP gem actually isn't bad with that crit rate and defense up there. One day I would love to switch her over. I'm aiming for maybe a full life set instead and run her with pretty much some very, very high resist and just make her tanky AF because she's one of those Mons that can go either way, and I find that I would rather mine be tanky and annoying and not dying rather than for her to do damage, because I could build her with damage. This was an old build because I don't really use her unless I just need her to fill a slot in for something, and again, she's not very good at doing anything but other than surviving and a little bit of damage. But she's definitely one of those Mons where I want her to be more tanky than anything else. So in the not distant future, but in the close future, I hope to change her set and throw her on one of my Clan vs. Clan defense teams, or maybe my PvP team if I can get her resist up high enough. Next up is Wood Rudolph, another great Mon, another blessed Mon to have with wave clearing, especially if you don't have a siphon set, and especially if you're farming like glacial plains and stuff. Like when she first came out, oh man, she was my girl. But she is on a ruin set, and that crit rate gem kind of sucks. I definitely need to change that. I could change that after this video. I know I got some crit rate. I sure do. I got some crit rate, man. Any of them got attack on it? Got some resist. But yeah, I'll change that after the video just to get that up more. But she's currently at 76% crit rate, and of course she has that crit lead just like Anu. But when I run glacial plains and stuff like that and I need wood Mons, I always run Anu because she has the better crit lead anyway, so there's no point of me running her as the crit lead. But great wave clearer. Her other uses have been Clan vs. Clan, and that's pretty much it. that's pretty much it. And nowadays, I don't even run a wood team in Glacial Plains. I just run like my light and dark Sarah and even my fire Draka and whatever mon that I'm trying to level up, and that's pretty much it. So good mon early game, but she falls off after that. Next up over here is Wood Pakka, who is definitely not at plus 15, but let's take a look at what he has. But he's rocking a crit rate gem. He is on a ruin set with crit rate, attack. That one has okay crit rate on it. And then another attack gem with subpar crit rate on it, but acceptable. Not even acceptable, but okay crit rate on it. He definitely needs skill books as well, in my opinion. But he does have that crit lead, and his only use, of course, is for Titans. I definitely need to work on him a little bit more, because if he doesn't have that crit lead, he's only at 86%. And as Eileo says, if a mon has Hunter or needs crit and they don't crit, congratulations, you're wasting your damage. So congratulations, me. You're doing yourself injustice with this dude. So I'll definitely fix him some point in time. I hope. Her, it, whatever. Definitely fix it. Next up is Wood Miho. I don't use her at all. I don't use her at all. Back in the day, I used her, but now I don't give a flip. But she's on a ruin set with HP, attack, and then attack. So maybe I was trying to boost her damage up as much as I can, even though I wasn't trying to build her with crit rate for ruin. This was early game Eileo over here. But I mean, her gems, HP, attack is fine. Not the best set in the world. But again, I don't use her. So if you want to hate on your boy, I have no problems of you hating on me, because you're hating on something that I don't use. Next up, we have Wood Lupin. I use him as a debuffer in Titans, and that's pretty much it. I'm a big fan of his design. I would love a Dark Lupin just because he's aesthetic, but this was all I could get right now. And with Triple Square Master Race, I just knew I had to keep this one. Like, the game told me, he said, Eileo, you're going to get a Lupin, and you need to keep this one. So I was like, hey man, why not? But this one's on a conviction set with attack, with some good resist on that gem, and decent crit rate up there. Defense, again, with some amazing crit rate on that gem, a little bit of resist, and then HP. The HP gem is a little bit lackluster, but he's essentially on just a traditional bruiser build. So I'm trying to get a little bit of damage out of him. Obviously not very much. Not much at all. And getting some defense and HP, and he has, what, nearly 70% resist. Is that useful? I don't know. I just tried to get him on a set, to be honest, and that one was going like, okay, that's definitely not bad. That's definitely not bad. And I was like, okay, whatever. Let's complete this set. Next up is Wood Mushi, who I don't even know why I have anymore. I mean, his damage was okay in the beginning, but now I'm just like, eh. I did use him when I first started the game, and he just stayed around because why not? But he needs max crit for his skills to work, which if I'm going to use him, I need to finish him. Like, I didn't even finish increasing this gem. In terms of uses, there's like none at all. He normally fills a slot in Titans just because. I don't really feel like selecting stuff. I just do auto select. If I am going to use him, I definitely need to make that decision pretty soon. If not, I'll just release him because he's farmable. It is what it is. Next up is Wood Fibbin, who I do use, and he is fully booked up as well. And he's on a broken set, rocking some HP with 32% resist on that gem, a defense gem with 15% resist, and then an attack gem with some resist up there and some crit rate. Recovery doesn't really count, but he's coming in at 84% resist, which could be very, very useful in somewhere like Clan vs. Clan, where he's already tanky AF and can be very, very annoying. His predominant uses, of course, is Titans and maybe Clan vs. Clan somewhere. I was running him in Dragons as well. He's a great mon to have in Dragons with that double defense down, which is easily skill bookable, and he's easily farmable as well. But a great mon, a great asset to the team. He's not there for damage. He's just to survive and debuff. But I try to get a little bit of damage out of him with that attack gem. Always gotta like make that noise when I record a video. Next up though is my Wood Nightmare. She is at Evo 3. She's coming in with nearly 77%, 76% resist, and she is variant, so she does have that variant coating on her, which is very, very aesthetic. But she's on a pugilist set, rocking defense, HP with 27% resist on that one, and then another HP gem with 15% resist. In terms of uses, in my opinion, she's definitely useful. But if I could go back in time, maybe I would have built the water one first. I feel like the water one is now more annoying. Because don't get me wrong, she's annoying as well, and she does a great job at surviving. But other than surviving and occasionally getting stuns off, I don't really find her all that useful. I used her in Clan vs. Clan, and that's pretty much it. But I personally don't find her useful from an attacker standpoint. I'm not sure how well she does on the defense standpoint, because I'm sure she could be annoying with Mons that don't have high resist if the pugilist activates. But overall, like I said, if I could go back, I would probably just do my water one instead. I don't really regret this one, but she isn't as much as I thought she would be. But then again, it might be due to her set. But definitely does a great job at healing. Definitely does a great job at being annoying, just not as annoying as I wanted her to be. And then next up is Wood Hana over here, rocking a broken set with HP, with a recovery sub, defense, and attack. Then a defense gem with some recovery and crit rate and damage. And then another defense gem with 21% recovery, a little bit of crit damage, a little bit of crit rate and attack. And my cat is over there stretching in the background. But again, her predominant use is just for Titans. She's just there to heal. And that's pretty much it for her. Same thing with my wood grab bag, aka wood garbage. She is there to heal. Why does she have 82% resist? Because why not? Her main selling point is just the attack up. Like, I don't care about sap, it's just the attack up. But she's on a conviction set, rocking HP with a whole bunch of crit rate for some reason. Defense gem with some decent resist up there and some decent recovery. And then a recovery gem with some resist and defense and some attack. Again, her main selling point is just the attack up, and that's it. Like, that's it, because her stats, if you guys can see them, which you should be able to see them, they're not amazing at all. They're not. They're just not. Next up is my Wood Pandora, who is on a broken set. She's rocking a recovery gem with a little bit of resist and then 21% defense. Next up is a defense gem with some crit rate and recovery. And then the last one is just an HP gem that I threw up there. Am I using her? I'm actually using her. I use her as a healer in Titans, but I never knew that her HP gem was unfinished. So I'll definitely fix that. I need to fix that after this video. I put a gem on her and I was like, she's done, man. She's done. But that's her only use. Next up is Wood Minicat on a recovery set, rocking HP. HP once again with some resist up there on that gem, and then defense with some crit damage and some attack, because that matters for a recovery type. And he does have books as well. I thought about booking him, but I was like, I need a gold, man. I need to go for some gems for a shadow that I probably won't end up getting. But again, this use is just for Titans because of the attack up. There's no other use for this Mon, so that's why he's on the set that he's on. Definitely like the plus 15 it one day, but right now it's not the time. Right now is not the time. Next up is Wood Seether. I only built him for the double sap. I was going to use him for Colossus, but that never worked out because still to this day, I believe I don't do water Colossus. I just do light, dark, and fire. Light, dark, fire. Do I do Wood Colossus? I don't think I do. I don't think I do wood or water, but I was going to use him for that. Never got around to it. It is what it is. Just another sapper. Nothing amazing here. Next up is my wood radish over here on a broken set, and he is booked up for that attack down, because if he's not booked up, then that attack down just isn't worth it. But again, he's on a broken set, rocking HP with a little bit of resist and recovery. A defense gem with a little bit of HP, a little bit of resist, some crit rate up there, and then an HP gem with some crit rate and defense up there. So nothing too amazing. Maybe I could aim for higher resist on him just to have it up there, but I don't think it's super duper necessary. Again, I'm not a Titans expert. I'm not a Titans expert at all. But his use is just to debuff, which is why he's on that set, which again is HP, defense, and HP. And that's pretty much his job. Next up is Wood Incubus. He was part of the Glacial Plains squad back in the day, like a year ago, of when I was farming Glacial Plains with only like one Sarah, and she wasn't very optimal at all. But he's part of the squad. Great mon to have. Definitely love his aesthetics. I definitely love his moves, even though like they're one of the slowest animations in the game. I'm not sure if you guys haven't seen it, but play with Incubus, Evo 3 Incubus, or even Evo 1 Incubus, but play the game at 1 time speed and have him attack. You can literally get up, walk down the street, get inside of a stranger's car, get driven across your country, take a plane ride back, and get to your house within a matter of 2 days, and the ball that he sent out is just now hitting the enemy and dissipating. That is how slow his animation is. He just needs like an animation speed up. There's no benefit to these long freaking animations. None at all. But anyways, he's on an intuition set. He's nearly booked up. I would love to get one more book for him to finish up that hunter. But he's on an intuition set because he needs that max crit. But he's rocking an attack gem with some resist and some crit rate. And then of course a crit rate gem. And then another attack gem with a little bit of crit rate and mainly some defense up there. The reason why that defense, not defense gem, but the reason why his crit rate gem is only, what, 45.8% is because he's already at max crit. There's no benefit to more than max crit. Like, you don't get any bonus for that, which is why he's on that. But again, great mon to have. I use him in clan versus clan now. Still don't regret him. Next up is my Wood Boltwing. He is on an intuition set, but I'm not even going to bother reviewing him because I try to make him good with HP attack. I try to make him good, but he is just not good in my opinion. There's plenty of other mons that do the same job. He's like Wood Valk, but worse in every single way. I mean, he has more attack than Wood Valk, but he's just not good in my opinion. If you needed a Wood mon, use him if you had to, but other than that, I don't use him. I don't need him at all. Next up is Wood Thor, though. I only have 2 Thor skill books. Only 2. But he's on intuition set because both his skills require max crit. But he's on a intuition with this attack gem. Has 21.5% crit rate on it with a little bit of defense. The next gem is another attack gem with a little bit of crit rate up there. Definitely could optimize that gem and get him 68%. And then the last one again has some crit rate up there as well. Definitely not optimal, but maybe I could swap those out and see if the extra crit rate can bump this one up, so I can get maybe like a stronger gem up there on him. Do I have another? That attack gem has a crit rate on it, but it might be overkill. Maybe something like that. One of the two. I'll see where they go at, and then I'll base what I do with my last crit rate gem on that. But that's him. Great Sea Striker. Not amazing damage in Titans, but it's okay damage in Titans. And my cat is stretching again. Why, Zim? Why must you do this? Next up is Wood Kana. She is on an intuition set as well, rocking some crit rate. An attack gem with some crit rate on it, and then a defense gem with a little bit of crit rate on it and some attack. And of course she's at 100% crit rate. She does have 2 more books, so I can use those in the future. Again, her selling point is the Titans Mon. That's all she's there for. I would love to get her on a Leech set or a Rune set in the future, but as of right now, she's okay. She's okay. Then we got Wood Baji, Wood Beiji, whatever the heck you want to call her. She is on an Intuition set because she doesn't really need it, because she doesn't need crit for her skills to work. But I figured, hey man, why not? Why not? But she's rocking attack with 20% crit rate on that gem, and then HP. So she's attack HP with 84% crit rate, which in my opinion definitely isn't bad at all on an Intuition set without a crit rate gem. Like, that's not bad at all. The reason why she's up there is just to get more crits because of her damage, and I did build her more attack orientated than defense orientated, because even though she's a defender, luckily her stats are tanky enough in my opinion for her to be viable, at least on an attacker build, and her damage honestly isn't that bad at all. It's not that bad at all. Next up is my Evo 2 Wood Panolo, because I have like 2 Panolos, one that's been at Evo 1 since I got the other one from like that April Fool's event that 433 really messed up on. But he's rocking attack, HP, and then attack on a Valor set. Obviously not optimal. I wish he had a square slot so I could build him on Ruin or Intuition with crit just to get some more damage out of him before he dies. But it is what it is. Definitely like to change him in the future. But more importantly, I would love to have at least an Evo 3 Panolo in the future. I would love to have him like that in the future. Like, even though he got the nerf, I would still love to have it just for the Astro Guide. But that's him. Next up is my Wood Merlin. He's on a Rune set as well. He has a crit rate gem with a little bit of resist and 14% attack. Then an HP gem with 15% crit rate up there. And then an attack gem with 20% crit rate and 13% crit damage and 6% resist up there. That might explain why I feel like his damage could be better. But he's on kind of a bruiser-ish build. Maybe I need to add trinkets on him. His damage is okay, but I need to observe him more because I find him dying earlier than what he should be. And again, I'm not a Titans expert, but I guess I don't pay attention too much to Titans, because when I do Titans, I'm like watching anime or editing a video for you guys to see, or like just not paying attention. But his crit rate's fine. I mean, 99%, but I feel like he needs a little bit more tweaking to reach his maximum potential. So if you guys have any insight on that, I would love for you guys to leave a comment below. Next up is the other Panolo on a broken set. Once again, attack, HP. Nothing extraordinary. He's only at 24% crit rate and like 27% resist. The game just hates me, man. I can't get a square on either one. The game just hates me. It just hates me, but it is what it is. Then we have Wood Balrona. I was working on her at some point in time, but I just got sidetracked with other mons and other things in the game. Definitely trying to get her on a Pugilist set, but again, with the whole Fire Draka being a big thing and him on a Siphon set and stuff, it really sucks because she's not as useful as she could be, but she could definitely be useful to any team that doesn't run Fire Draka. So look forward to more of her in the future once I ever get around to gleaming her up and getting her to Evo 3. But until then, she will stay as she is. And then this is the second Wood Baji that I pulled, I believe, last month. Slowly working, getting her to 60. Definitely going to get her to 60 once Camilla comes out, because I have a reason to farm the story stages. She's on a broken set, rocking attack, crit rate. No HP gem here, but attack, crit rate. Again, going for more damage out of her. I will one day hopefully change that to HP if I can get some good subs on that. I think I'm waiting on a better attack gem for the Intuition, but that may never happen, so she could stay like that for now. But definitely hope to build her similarly to the other one, and I definitely hope to get her to Evo 2 at some point in the future as well. Wood Artemis, I'm in the process of feeding. Wood Bast, I never got around to. I definitely need to invest in this one, but again, I need to get it to Evo 2 at some point in time. Jean, John, whatever, she's just there. I have no plans of using her other than hopefully getting a variant Nat 4 for Rebirth. Wood Thor, again, in the process of building him as another Sea Striker because I don't have that many Wood Sea Strikers. I mean, I have Wood Merlin, 2 Zubajis, my other Wood Thor, and maybe one other. Not that many. He's over here just for fun. Again, never got around to him, getting him built up, but he's there just for fun. The other Wood Hana is one I'm building. Wood Yaksha is there just for the Astro Guide. Working on a Wood Succubus just for the Astro Guide. Working on a Wood Wild Fang just for the Astro Guide. Wood Benji, of course, just for the Astro Guide as well. And the other ones are just not even worth commenting on. Most of them are for Astro Guide or being sacrificed to the gods, or I'm working on Evo 3ing them at their current state, or they're working on being fed to another Mon. But that's pretty much it for my Wood Mons, my boys. If you guys have any insight, especially with my Sea Strikers, feel free to leave a comment below and help me out, because as much as I do and as many videos as I do, I can't cover everything. I can't research everything because I just don't have the time. And MSO is a great game, but there is a world outside of MSO that I'm also involved in. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching this review. Stay tuned for the light one coming up next, followed by the dark one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.